Hi, welcome to the channel. So this is part 2 of our tabletop pizza oven build. So in part 1 of this small series of videos, I said this would be a 2-part video series. It's not, it's probably going to be a 3-part because I'm far too impatient. The pizza oven that we built, the tabletop pizza oven that we built in part 1, really should be leaving that 5 to 7 days to fully cure before you even attempt to demold it. I couldn't wait. I've been staring at this thing for the past 3 days, so I've decided to demold it today on day 3. It could have been an absolute disaster. I think I've managed to get away with it, so I thought I'd do almost like an interim video on the progress, otherwise I might lose this footage. So I've already demolded the pizza oven. Things look okay. It needs a lot of tidying up. It was the first attempt at this kind of tabletop pizza oven. We're going to learn a lot from this. So part 3 of this series, and I promise it'll only be 3 parts. In part 3 I think I'm going to do a comprehensive review of the whole system, because there are a lot of things that I will change. If this does work, it's going to be an incredibly cheap and simple way for people to get into wood-fired pizza ovens. So I'm quite excited about it. So let's have a look at where we are at the moment, and through the day I'll make some improvements and obviously video that and put this video together and upload it. So this is our tabletop pizza oven as it stands at the moment. All of the mould or the packaging material I used to make the mould that we formed around with the concrete came out fairly easily. A lot of packing tape used, and that packing tape allows the concrete to come away quite quickly. So I'll go and get a light, I think, so we can see the inside. I haven't inspected the inside yet, but it did, all the packaging material came away quite quickly. It's already been claimed, this tabletop oven, if it works, by a family member, so don't worry Joe, I will get this to you as soon as I can. So with that in mind, I wasn't going to spray the spam can, but I'm going to do that, and I'm also going to tidy up the outside. So I think the first job to do once we've had a look at the inside is to tidy this mouth up. This didn't form well enough, but it does mean that we can get a larger pizza in here, so I'm going to do the same to this side. So I'm just going to carefully cut away. This is still very soft. I could do anything, any actions that I do to this could potentially break it, so I just want to be really careful. So I want to tidy the mouth up. Also want to tidy these sides up, which I pointed out in the first video. I want to try and get those as flat to the base as possible without risking too much. Same on the other side. And then do something with this top, maybe get some coarse sandpaper and try and sand it down a little bit, and then probably paint it. And then this horrendous OSB sheet wood which I had left over, as I said in the first video, please don't use this stuff unless you've got some lying about. I'm going to look to try and tidy this up and cover it some way, make it look a little bit more presentable. Right, so let's have a look inside. Hopefully we can get a better view of what's going on. Don't know if you can see that. The inside looks pretty decent. Using that packaging material, that foam packaging material for the back, to extend the cooking area so we had somewhere to put the fire once it had heated up this pizza stone. That seems to have worked out really well. One thing about demolding is that it allows the inside of the concrete to dry out quicker, because obviously moisture gets trapped between the packaging tape and the concrete, so hopefully this will dry out a lot quicker. But inside, really pleased, there's a lot of surface area in there. One worrying thing is that the concrete at the front to about here is too, well, I consider it to be too thin, so it's going to be a little bit fragile. I debated whether to use chicken wire as a sort of reinforcing material in the concrete. But if you've built one of these vermiculite or perlite style ovens and you've used chicken wire, you'll know what an absolute nightmare it is to work with. So I decided not to do that for this, because this obviously is just the first one. So quite pleased with it as it is at the moment. As I said, I'll just start to tidy it up now, and then I'll do another video, show you what we've ended up with. So what I'm going to have a go at to decorate it, now I've sanded it and just tried to finish the sides off as best I can. I found this in the shed, which is a brick mortar colour. So this was used to make the brick tiles or brick slips for the standard pizza oven. What I'm going to try is just put this on the outside of the concrete as random as possible. Then going to use a tool to try and scrape in mortar joints, and what I'm hoping is that the red will stay obviously on the outside, and where the tool is used, that will come through grey and look like mortar. From that, I'm then going to seal it with a paving sealer, again, which I've found some in the shed. But we'll see how it goes. I'll obviously show you the end results. The good thing about this is if it doesn't work, then I can just paint straight over the top with a decent quality masonry paint. So it looks like it's working out. I'm using an old Phillips screwdriver just to create the mortar joints. A flathead, a small flathead would do equally as well. I'm just going to carry on now until I've finished. I think I might have some black colour tone powder. If I have, I'm just going to create a few accents, but if not, I think this is going to look great with the patio sealer over the top. So our tabletop pizza oven, just about complete. So what I've done is I just put some stain, some dark stain on that hideous OSB wood at the bottom. Sanded down the vermiculite concrete with 80 grit sandpaper, or sorry, no, 60 grit sandpaper. Then try to flatten the sides down a little bit, but to tell you the truth, I just gave up after a while. It's just not that important. On that side as well, I've got some black heat resistant spray, about £2.99 I think from Lidl. So I just sprayed our spam tin chimney, created that brick pattern at the side, but put a red mortar colour on there first. The way I would do it if I did it again, I would put the red colour on, brush that on, then the block paving sealant, and then I would create the brick pattern. That way you only have to do it once. What happened was I put the dye on, the brick mortar dye. I then created the brick pattern, put the sealer on, and the sealer ran into all of the mortar joints and coloured those red, so I had to go across it again, and I've gone around it again using an old electrician's screwdriver, so a very small flathead. That seems to do better than the Phillips. But that is the oven about done. So what I'm going to do now, I'm definitely going to leave it about another 4 or 5 days, and then we'll fire it up, cook our first pizza, have an assessment to see how it's fared after the first fire, and then that will be the third and final video done. So please subscribe to the channel, click the like button if you like this video, and thank you for watching.